Hey there, Todd with Tribble Painting. Today on the wall behind us we're going to be exploring paint sheens. What are they and what's the best sheen for your painting project? I think there's a lot of confusion out there with clients many times about which sheen they should be using for the given circumstance. So we'll talk today about the different paint sheens. I'm going to show you 4 different sheens and talk about what rooms in your home they may be best for. Paint sheens are basically the reflectivity of light or the amount of shine that the paint has once it dries. And these go from flat all the way up to full gloss. So stay tuned, stick with us, and we'll talk about paint sheens. So here we have Kendall charcoal with 4 different sheens. We start with flat, we go to matte, then eggshell, and then pearl finish. So you can see above me here is the flat, below that would be the matte, and then over here on the bottom is the eggshell, and the pearl finish is the top and the shiniest. And so I'll get over here and so you can see sort of a side angle of the amount of shine, gloss, or sheen that each of these has. So they all have a different purpose, but you can definitely see that even though these are the same color, the amount of reflectivity really impacts the way that color looks. They each look different. And you might think that these were different colors, just slightly different from each other, but really that's just what the reflectivity of the light does to giving you the true color. So let's start with flat paint. Where and why would you use flat paint? Flat paint is perfect for ceilings because it doesn't reflect light. It's great for drywall because it shows very few imperfections. And because there's no light reflecting off it, it shows the true color, it shows the true pigment in the paint. When light starts to reflect off the surface, it can change the look. As you'll notice behind me, in the upper left corner, the flat paint seems to look the deepest or richest. And all these colors are the same, but just slightly different sheens. So flat paint is great for areas where it's low traffic because it will mar and it's not as easily washable. So think of large rooms, ceilings, areas where hands won't be on the walls a lot. Those are great surfaces for flat paint. In the lower left section we have matte paint. Matte paint is great for walls, has a slight amount of reflectivity, so we call it soft sheen. And this would be good for walls in areas where you do need some washability. It's not the highest washability. It does have some stain resistant. The higher the sheen, the more stain resistant. It's one of the more popular wall sheens that we use for people. So think bedrooms, again, large rooms, large common living spaces, living rooms, family rooms, those types of areas, dining rooms, but mostly walls. We wouldn't think of matte for ceilings because it does start to have some reflectivity, and on a ceiling, in most cases, we don't want any reflection. So matte paint, great for walls in areas where it's not super high traffic. In the lower right section, we have eggshell paint. Eggshell paint probably makes up the majority of the wall paint that we use for our clients. It is still soft, it adds a step up in reflectivity, but it's not so shiny to be offensive for a wall surface. So because of the step up in sheen, you get a little more durability and washability. We like this for all areas really, but you can start to think of this for a good high traffic area paint if you have hallways, stairways, maybe a garage entry, someplace where you get a lot of wear and tear on the walls. This offers more durability and more ability to wipe down the wall when you do get those inevitable marks on the wall. So eggshell paint, our favorite all-around paint for walls. So last we have the pearl finish in the upper right quadrant. And as you can see, and we'll show some pictures from the side, you start to have a lot of sheen or gloss to this surface with the pearl finish. Pearl finish we would use on walls in maybe a really high traffic area, but the shinier the paint gets, the more imperfections are going to show on whatever surface you're painting. So if you were using pearl finish or above on walls, you'd have to be really diligent about the prep work prior to painting. So any dings, scratches, nicks, nail pops would have to be taken care of, or they're going to really start to jump out at you. This finish, pearl and satin, probably are our two most popular finishes for woodwork. So think doors, baseboards, windows, crown molding. And that is probably what this finish and above are more suitable for. Not that you can't use them on walls. So pearl finish wraps us up. There are certainly other finishes that are suitable for more specific purposes, and we'll talk about those in another video. But we appreciate you watching today, and please hit subscribe and like, and let us know if you have any questions.